back when I was about 23 or 24 years old, living in Los Angeles, at the start of the AIDS crisis, as a 20-year-old young man, and just seeing a lot of people around me dying and getting sick and not knowing what was happening. And I don't want to make excuses for why I fell into addiction, but it was fear and thinking that my life would be short. Um, so I just kind of thought I'd go out with a bang, and I started using, and it got a hold of me and didn't let go for a long time, a long time. I hadn't been in Canada since 1962 when I was 6 weeks old, and I never imagined that I would live in Canada and I would be deprived of visiting my family. I would be robbed, not robbed, but I would be sent up here without anything from the first 41 years of my life. Um, I just, at the time, for many years, I thought that I was kind of a U.S. citizen. I didn't know any different. I had no memory of ever being in Canada. I volunteered for the draft and I paid my taxes, and I was a very patriotic American, and I never fathomed that they would deport me for an addiction that happened on U.S. ground. I mean, my addiction started there. I felt betrayed by a country that I loved when I was deported. Because at that time I had been incarcerated for over a year. Um, I did a 10-month sentence in California prison. And then on the day that I thought I was to be released, the U.S. INS picked me up and sent me to a federal penitentiary where I would be uh, made deportable. So I had been clean for about 14 months. Um, and I really tried to see the glass as half full and make the best out of a bad situation. And I was intent upon staying clean at that point. But um, I spent that $23 in a cab on a cab to get from Vancouver Airport to uh, it's called the Cobalt. It's an SRO downtown, which is a cesspool of drug addiction. And I just was not happy. I arrived there at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I was in this room with 4 or 5 other guys, and I didn't want to stay there. I could see that it was not a place that I would be comfortable at. So I left, and then I started just walking around the city. When morning arrived, I contacted my family in Florida and I let them know that I had arrived. Um, and they Western Union me some money, so I was able to go shopping and buy some things. I had no shoelaces, I had no socks, I had no toothbrush. I had absolutely nothing from the first 41 years of my life. Vancouver is ground zero in North America in terms of drug addiction and homelessness, and eventually I succumbed to temptation and started using again. I functioned fairly well for a little bit, but eventually addiction brings us to our knees, and um, even even as functioning as I was, it was going to wreak havoc eventually, and that's exactly what it did. I got arrested actually, and for possession, and then I was given a choice of either going to the Vancouver Drug Court or going to Fraser Prison for a little stint, and I did not in any way enjoy prison at all in California. And so I opted to try something different, and that was recovery, and that was 2011. So when I went into recovery in a rather dismal recovery house in Surrey, where the food wasn't very good and the bed wasn't very comfortable and the directors were not very inspiring, while I was there doing the hard work of resisting temptation and returning to my addiction, I thought, you know what? I think I might have found something that I can delve into. And I just looked for everything that I could possibly do around that dismal recovery house to make it better for everybody. So I did that, and then this lady came along. Her name was Robin, and she hired me to manage her recovery house, and the rest is history. Robin now works for me. We've been together for 14 and a half years, and she's my director, and we now have about 95 recovery beds and nine facilities in Surrey, and we're helping lots of people. I started off doing it really for me. I didn't consider the end game of being able to really help people. I just wanted to stay clean and didn't know exactly how to do that except by staying busy. Um, so a huge reward for me is watching the light go on with young men and women and seeing them following me on this path of a much more rewarding life, which is absolutely a precious thing that we take for granted. And then to get honored like this with this courage to come, it's like I it's not I don't know how to describe it really. It's a weird feeling because I feel very lucky to be able to do this work. Really, the most wonderful thing about winning the award is being able to let my parents know that look, you guys, look at I'm not such a screw up. I was going to say something else, but keep it I'll keep it clean here. I'm not such a bad guy, you know. I'm worth it, and you did good, Dad, and I'm trying to make some changes, and so I love sharing the award with them. Yes.